The term PPE, personal protective equipment, has been added to all of our vocabularies. It's not only essential for healthcare workers, it's now part of our everyday lives, or at least masks are. And many people are wearing disposable gloves, too. Problem is, they're disposable, and they're ending up in our rivers and oceans. The pandemic has created a new hazard to the environment. Redmond Shannon takes a look at how we can do better.
The biggest plane in the world lands in Toronto, carrying 130 tons of medical supplies from China, including personal protective equipment. PPE is crucial for the safety of healthcare workers dealing with COVID-19. But now all of us are consumers too, particularly for simpler or non-medical face masks, but also for gloves. The problem is, not all of us are disposing of them properly. People across the world are seeing more and more discarded single-use PPE made from polymers that don't decompose. Yet another new source of plastic pollution, just as governments have begun tackling the issue. A group of French divers has started digging fistfuls out of the Mediterranean off the beautiful Côte d'Azur.
Forcément, tout ce qui est jeté dans la rue finit dans la mer sur la Côte d'Azur.
Diver Joko Pelletier says people must remember trash on the ground often gets washed into the sea. Similar scenes are visible around the globe. Dr. Hilary Nash is all too familiar with ocean plastic. Just before the pandemic, she travelled from England to Panama to take part in a sailing expedition to analyse plastic pollution in the Pacific Ocean.
This one particular day that stood out for all of us, we were about 2 days from land. So no one around us, no boats, no people, nothing. And for 4 hours, one afternoon that day, we had a constant stream of trash just floating past our boat. It's another plague. Unfortunately, it's another plastic plague that we're facing now.
Nash returned at the start of the pandemic, treating COVID-19 patients in an intensive care unit. She sees discarded single-use gloves and face masks on her short walk to work, a potential health hazard, and the types of PPE many experts say aren't really needed for the general public.
We will always need single-use plastic and disposable items in healthcare, specifically for infection control. We always have, even pre-COVID. And my message was always that so we can continue to do that in healthcare and protect people from infection, we need to be more mindful about the types of plastics and the types of pointless plastics that we're using in other aspects of our life.
Toronto hospitals are cutting back on waste too, repurposing their respirators by sterilising them. Necessity, the mother of invention, due to the strain on PPE supply.
When it comes to clean hands, the Public Health Agency of Canada says that washing offers more protection than wearing disposable gloves. But even if you need to wear gloves, you still need to wash your hands anyway.
Or you can make a face covering out of an old t-shirt.
Health agencies around the world offer tutorials on how to make reusable, washable face coverings.
So you got a much better fit on the side, much better fit underneath. And
Kim Trautman is an expert on PPE standards and certification.
The whole purpose of having people wear masks at this point now, if they're just, whether they be do-it-yourself masks or the ones that we can still purchase, are for the purpose of us not spreading the disease.
Trautman says homemade masks can be better for non-medics because you can make them to fit your face, and she recommends using more breathable natural fabrics like a high thread count bedsheet.
Why natural materials tend to be better is they have a rougher fiber, and that rougher fiber acts and can catch more contaminants or particles.
Trautman uses washable garden gloves when shopping, but insists you need to be very careful when using any gloves.
But again, if you come out of any usage with those gloves and touch any surface, you are now contaminating the surface.
Reusable masks could become a part of everyday life now, so this Montreal fashion house decided to cater to the market.
We basically recycled all the ends of rolls that we had of all the fabrics that we've had from previous collections.
Demand has been really insane, actually. We are trying to keep up with demand, which is amazing.
The high-end fashion items sell for $50, but 10% of that goes to a local women's shelter, acknowledging the hidden trauma of domestic violence in a pandemic lockdown.
You know, since we dress women and part of our mission is to empower them, you know, how can you feel empowered if you don't feel safe?
So we're proud to say that it's 100% made here. Our materials are responsible and they're easily washable and reusable.
A reminder that tackling the worldwide problems of pandemic and pollution can sometimes overlap with helping those closer to home too.